Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Do-do-do-do-do. Ah.
He's back. Boom, baby.
Those are some
He's back.
1985 gym shorts if I've ever seen them. Let me see those shorts again.
I got some old blue Adidas.
Sorry.
With the strip. Okay. I'm bringing it. This coffee's for you. I down chocolate. I'm taking coffee. Anything to stimulate my stimulants. To
It's 9:45 in the morning. What kind of chocolate do you eat at 9:45?
Reese cups. Reese cups.
Are you serious?
Reese cups.
You ate some Reese's peanut butter cups and now have a big jug of coffee?
And M&Ms.
Mega Dads Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Mega Dads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go!
So, you've got a great diet going. What are you doing? Is that a wolf on cocaine?
I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go. It's another exciting episode.
Another great episode. We're off to a good start. I think that's a great way to kick it off.
Yes.
So how's it going? Besides the cocaine that you just ate, you ate a half a pound of cocaine before jumping in here.
Yeah, I have been trying to. I've gained a little weight, so I'm trying to get my weight down and stuff.
Wait, no, you're not. No, you're not. You just ate a bunch of Reese's cups and a fistful of M&Ms.
I'm trying to. My body's a temple, and I am trying to slim down.
Yeah.
So the problem is chocolate, and I I like chocolate a little bit too much, like more than probably the average person.
Yeah.
And like I can eat a lot in a very short amount of time, and I do.
Yeah.
So basically these are my health tips.
The problem is the chocolate.
Well, the problem is my willpower, genetics, time. A lot of things are going on. So yeah, things aren't going so well on the bathing suit front, Adam. How about you? How are you doing?
I mean, so it's nice. It's nice now. So I'm able to get out and exercise more. I'm hoping you're
showing off that beach, Bob.
Well, here's where I'm headed. I'm in a really good place because in a matter of weeks, school will be out, which normally that means a parent is going to have so much more to do, right? I have a secret weapon. My secret weapon is the fact that my wife works in the school district, which means she will be out of work for the entire summer, which means she has to handle all that shit during the day while I'm at work. So I'll be able to come home and the kids will have done whatever they're going to do all day long with mom. I think I'm about to inherit a fuckload more free time. And I'm really excited about that. So I will be able to get out and do walks with the family and maybe get on the treadmill, focus on cooking good dinners rather than shit on the go while I bring my kids to their events and all that stuff. So like part of me is jealous because my wife will get the whole summer off, but the other part of me realizes that like she is going to take care of so much of the stuff during the day while I'm at work. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
That is a really good selfish master plan.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you for
it's gonna be good.
For reaching that new low.
I can come home and bitch about my day, and then everybody else can feel guilty that they were home all day. So then they'll just.
Oh my God, you really think like
so
this?
Then they'll just let
you?
me do whatever the hell I want at night, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So speaking of summer, how often are you chest naked? Do you have a problem taking off your shirt?
I do.
Like, if you're by the pool, do you like have a shirt on?
No.
Or are you like, I'm outside. I'm outside as long as it's mid socially acceptable. Do you go shirt off, or are you covering?
I have no problem if we go to the beach or we go to the pool or whatever, taking my shirt off because, as I'm sure you know, 80 to 90% of humanity is fucking disgusting. Like, just absolute slobs.
I was trying not to
just absolute Jabba the Hutt motherfuckers that don't give a lick about what they look like, right? So even though I'm not in peak personal condition, I am miles ahead of most of the other motherfuckers at the pool, right? So, like, when I'm home and the focus is more on me, I like to keep the shirt on. But like, once you go out into the zoo, I'm way less self-conscious. So, like, I could take my pants off, let my dick flap, and I would still be in a much better state than some of these other cows.
You just said that you want to do nothing at home and let your wife do everything, and then you said that the world is full of animal-looking motherfuckers.
Just sloppy bitches. I'm on a roll today. I'm bringing.
This is Adam. All right,
this is Adam. This is Unlocked.
Adam Unlocked. All right.
What about you?
Fucking move on before you fucking.
How naked do you like to get?
I like, there was a time where I couldn't keep clothes on,
right.
like socially acceptable or not.
Church.
But lately I've been, covering up and, being a little bit more decent, having a shirt on. I just feel more comfortable probably. But once I get my beach bod going, like if this diet works out with the healthy supply of chocolate, I feel like it's going to come a time where I'm just going to be chest naked quite a bit.
Let me ask you, your body, your body, what?
It's round.
It's round. So do you have like pudding belly, or are you rock solid? You know, like some people.
No, it's very hard. It's very hard.
Okay.
If you touch this, there's almost no give to it. It's hard to push in, and I don't understand what that's about. I'm like packed density.
Yeah.
But I got the love handles. I got the pot belly.
But I think there's something. I think there's something really cool about the, like the like the bulletproof vest gut, where it's like somebody...
I don't know why I have that. I thought I had a problem or something, but I'm very like hard.
What if it's just like a giant tumor?
Oh my God, Adam! What the fuck? What the fuck? God damn it!
I don't even know if we did our super positives. I'm feeling so good right now. I think that kind of was our super positives, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to sit down? Are you okay? Why? Why is
I'm rubbing my tooth.
Why is your shirt so worn down right under the 00?
I don't know. It's just how it came out in the wash, I guess. We need new shirts, Adam.
We
anyway,
new shirts.
Moving on.
I think we've established.
This fucking episode is off the rails. I never should have said anything.
It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. Let's just kick right into the headlines. I want to talk about one of my favorite video game developers, Square Enix, and
those fuck ups.
They've been This is a news story that is like the embodiment of Adam is completely out of touch with reality, because to me, Square Enix has been releasing a lot of really great games that I've enjoyed a lot. I just finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is one of my favorite games I've played in a long time. Final Fantasy 16 came out. They released 2 major installments in the Final Fantasy franchise, both of which were critically received well. I enjoyed them quite a bit. They've had great games on the Switch, like Octopath Traveler has been a big hit. The Triangle Strategy. Lots of great stuff coming out of the Square Enix camp. But apparently nobody's buying any of it because Square Enix is now focusing on an aggressive reboot of the company, which is going to be focused on multi-platform approach, which is they release games across all platforms, but they seem to focus on key games in certain areas, right? Like, so there's certain games that only go to Switch, or at least have an exclusivity window on Switch. And then obviously these big Final Fantasy games have been PlayStation exclusive for the last couple installments. And that's not working out for them so well. And they've announced that they are going to repivot, refocus, there's layoffs on the way, of course, because that's the way the industry works in this day and age. And they're going to be focusing more on quality over quantity. And they're going to be releasing games across the board on all of the key platforms to ensure that none of their bangers are restricted by just one pocket of the gaming community. Now, there's a couple things to think about this. First of all, it's going to be great that more people are going to be able to play some of these great games. Hopefully now Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth will be released on the Xbox platforms. Final Fantasy 16 will probably see a release across the platforms as well. It's only been PlayStation and PC for now. So more gamers are going to be able to play more of their games. Makes me wonder if some of these games are going to kind of be dumbed down to make it onto a Nintendo platform. Like if their approach is that all Final Fantasy games are going to be on Nintendo Switch 2, well, does that mean they have to kneecap Final Fantasy games to fit them on a Nintendo Switch? What do you think about this?
How long was I waiting to play Final Fantasy Remake?
Yeah.
On Xbox, Adam?
Three years?
Fucking years?
3 years.
How many fucking years was I sitting there thinking like all these other Final Fantasy games came to Xbox? What about 16? What about Remake? What about like it's ridiculous. We all wanted it to be multi-platform. People didn't give a fuck and they fucked up. And their sales like hurt from it, obviously. And now they're crying that they fell below expectations. Put your games on more platforms. That's the way that winds have been blowing. And somebody was asleep at the wheel. I have no sympathy for them, and I feel sorry for everyone being laid off. I like Square Enix games so much. I love Final Fantasy so much, and I just want to play. I wanted to play on Xbox, so we'll see what happens in the future. It's sad, right? I mean, the writing was on the wall. Like we're just fans of the industry, right? We can see though, for years ago that like this wasn't seeming like the best decision, and it's just a shame that they were so late to the party and waking up and realizing it. I am excited for the multi-platform future. I like it. I think that most gamers don't care if, you know, something is enjoyed by people on other platforms. I think that's the consensus, that's the reasonable take, and you can put me in that camp. So
makes me wonder how much money PlayStation put in their pocket to get those exclusives. Clearly it wasn't enough, right? Because
was it worth it? Huh?
Right.
Was it?
Clearly it wasn't enough. But the Final Fantasy exclusivity has always been kind of a weird thing because it's always seemed nebulous. Like nobody would really announce how long it was exclusive. And then you'd hear that it was, you know, maybe 6 months or a year. But then like Remake still isn't out on Xbox and it's been like 3 years. So I don't really know what kind of backdoor handshakes have been going on between PlayStation and Square, but it's not enough to sustain what they're doing moving forward. One thing that bothers me, makes me kind of nervous, is Square is also a very reactive company. History would suggest. I remember when Tomb Raider underperformed, right? And they threw the Tomb Raider devs, Crystal Dynamics, under the bus because remember that? That was such a big that was such a big stink. And then obviously they let that property go. It was sold off. And then they were also going to go all in on like live service games. So the Avengers game was under Square Enix, right? And that was a disaster. That was a big disaster. And then
at the beginning,
they have had great success in the mobile space. So they've been just flooding the mobile market with really shitty cell phone games. And so I kind of feel like they're always chasing after something, right? Rather than making a choice and sitting with it and like seeing how it pays off in the long run. So I've always noticed that Square is kind of like they trend to chase and they're very reactionary to the moment. I think ultimately this is a good decision for them to make, bringing all these games multi-platform. I think that's a win-win for everybody. As I said before, the only thing that I'm kind of nervous about is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was a technical marvel. I don't want part 3 of this trilogy to be held back so that they can shoehorn it onto the Switch too. That's my only thing, but that's very presumptive on my part.
we don't know. You know, there's rumors and leaks about the specs of the Switch 2, but it should be an upgrade. It should be a significant upgrade. We don't know, and we don't know how that's going to be handled. I'm hoping that there's technology that's coming where it's just going to be easier for them to play down to the capabilities of lesser hardware. I think they've learned a lot from the Xbox Series S and building games in a way where it can still run on less powerful hardware, but you can have parity in what's there.
And scale it down.
You know, the settings sliders are just like, or whatever's going on, not the sliders, but the settings that you're building to that you can accommodate the different systems. So I don't know. The Switch is becoming the biggest question mark for me. Like, I might go nuts for this thing when I finally see it. I really might. But right now I'm just kind of like in the I don't know what to expect camp.
Well, speaking of things that we don't know what to expect and what we hope will happen, let's talk about Summer Game Fest, because it's happening in just a matter of weeks. I mean, we're recording this a little behind the scenes. We're recording this at the tail end of May, but when this episode drops, Summer Game Fest is next week. So I want to talk to you about what games we hope to see, or what things we hope to see either come back or be announced, what we want to see in the Summer Game Fest reveals. When is the Xbox showcase, Antonio?
It's in the June. I think it's the first week of June, if I'm not mistaken. So it's in like a week or two.
And Summer Game Fest proper is on June 7th. We still, as of this recording, have not heard any sort of PlayStation showcase announcements. We know there's going to be a Nintendo Direct that will not talk about the Switch 2.
June 9th is the Xbox game
All right,
showcase.
so this should be timely. Let's talk about what we want to see. 3 games or 3 things that we want to see be revealed during the Summer Game Bang celebration across June. Antonio, hit me with your first game.
Well, there's 2 sides to this answer. So over 55 gaming companies have confirmed that Summer Games Fest 2024 that they're going to be announcing things. With all of that said, my expectations are super low. What I hope to see is, I don't even know what I hope to see. Like, there's all the big players are there. I can't say that like there's too much, honestly. I've been wanting a Splinter Cell forever, right? It's looking like the last Ubisoft push, I think it's called Defiant or something, or X Defiant. They have a shooter come out and they had teased like a Splinter Cell like image on there and just trolling people at this point, saying like, oh yeah, this is something we're still not doing, even though we know you like it.
Didn't they put Sam Fisher in like one of the Ghost Recon games not that long ago?
They did that as well. There was like a skin in the Ghost Recon Wildlands, and some missions as well. So the emphasis on stealth there in that game. So they just will not give it to us. So I'm gonna put Splinter Cell on the list. If I saw it, I'd be happy, but I don't think it's happening. The next one, we've heard about Marathon, but I just Googled it from Bungie. This would be a game that I'm looking forward to, but I found out that they're not gonna say anything at all, and that it's expected sometime in 2025. Switch 2 or Nintendo has announced that the fiscal year for them basically entails that they are not going to reveal this summer Switch 2 and have it available in holidays. So that's not happening. So let's round out my expectations as being dog shit.
Wow.
And what I hope for, I don't even know what to hope for. My dreams are so crushed and dead at this point. Sure, give me Silk Song so people could stop clamoring for it. You know, like, I don't know what else to hope for. Like, just something. Give me fucking anything at this point.
Are you and I gonna live watch this Xbox thing? The 2 of us?
I don't
watch this together?
I don't know. Are we?
I don't know.
Are we?
You tell me. You're the boss.
What's gonna? Do you want to see me disappoint? You want to see me cry?
I mean, kinda.
You want to see me fucking
kinda.
Cry? I don't know. What I want to see. We're gonna see a Doom. We're gonna see Gears. And I'm not the hugest fan. I love Doom Eternal. I've played Gears, but I'm not excited. Sorry. Hypecaster is not hype.
Wow. He's out of juice.
Go ahead, Adam. I'm out of juice.
Out of juice. I'm hoping that this means you'll go into it and be pleasantly surprised.
There we go.
That's what I'm gonna say. I love this time of year. Personally, I think Summer Game Fest is kind of dog shit. Much like the Game Awards, I think that this has just become an overinflated mess. That is just like, ugh. It's Jeff Keighley, and he's up his own ass like 5 miles.
You hate Jeff
Keighley. I really don't like Jeff Keighley at all. I've gone on record as saying as such, and I'm going to stick with it.
It's like your top 3 rivalries. It's Jeff Keighley,
Herberts and Gooberts,
that one,
and the guy who played
the guy with the tattoos on his face,
and the guy that played the dude in Scooby-Doo. What's Freddie Prinze Jr.
No, what's the guy with the Weeknd? No, not the
Post
Weeknd.
Malone?
The guy with the tattoos on his Post Malone.
Water under the bridge.
Oh,
water under the bridge. Anyway, but aside, I like to just kind of push the Summer Game Fest Jeff Keighley-ness away from all of this, because all of these people are just having their own showcases individually anyway, and then Jeff Keighley puts his rubber stamp on it and pretends that it's all about him. So I'm excited because Capcom will have a showcase, and I'm really hoping we're going to see some more Resident Evil. It's been a surprisingly long time since Resident Evil 8 came out. I was shocked when I went back and looked at when that game actually came out. It's been a few years. So I think it's time, because that Resident Evil machine continues to churn new installments and remakes out at an alarming pace. It's alarming because they're always quality. Like, it's kind of stupid how they keep pumping out new games in this series every couple of years, and they're really great. We haven't weaned down. So I don't know. There's a lot of rumor that there's going to be a remake of the classic, but I really want to see Resident Evil 9. I'm excited to see
a remake of the classic. What?
A remake of the original is what the rumor is right now.
RE1?
Like, so it's going to be the second remake of Resident Evil 1. Yeah. That's the rumor floating around right now. I'd be down for that. I'd love to play that game in like full 3D.
A remake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Would you?
It could happen.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the style of RE1 with the slow plotting tank controls, and there's something. I think that's where that charm is. But I love the gameplay of the new remakes because it's much more fluid. The RE engine is just amazing.
Gorgeous.
And what it can do visually, and then with the dismemberment and gore, it does something different. Resident Evil is a franchise with so many different entries now, with so many different takes.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, so what are you hoping to see then, with as far as the gameplay style? First person, third person, lots of puzzles, not too much, very heavy on the action, co-op, not multiplayer, not. What do you want?
I've heard I've heard some rumors that 9 might be like pseudo open world, which
okay,
I love open world games.
Sure.
I don't know how that works. I mean, I guess it depends on the
I could see that. Like a hub, like there's zombies out, you got to get in from the outside, and then you get to the building, and the building takes 10 hours to complete. You go out, you find a lab underground, you fight more monsters in the overworld and little dungeon type shit here and there. Good job, Adam.
That obviously leans into this being more action oriented, which is kind of where the series is pushing towards, going back to that Resident Evil 4 style action. What excites me about 9 is that we're at another kind of refresh point, right? We've concluded the Winters story, Ethan Winters story in Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8.
I didn't follow
That's all bottled up. That was the only first-person entry, so I think we'll go back to third-person, kind of like the remakes that they've been doing. I don't know, man. There are so many different vibes to Resident Evil. My son and I just played Resident Evil 6 not that long ago, which is a game that I did not like until I played with my kid. That game is just goofy, over-the-top action. I think I'd be down for something open world with some action and silliness to it. Just big, goofy monsters, optional boss battles. I'm excited. I want to see some classic characters come back. I'd love to see the ability to play as like Jill again, or Claire. That's as much as I liked 7 and 8. I kind of want to go back to those stable characters again. I want to play as Chris or Leon. But anyway, I'm really excited to see whatever they do with Resident Evil moving forward. The other 2 games that I've got on my wish list, the game that I put in my predictions at the end of last year, I want to see Astrobot Rescue Mission remastered, PlayStation VR 2. The PSVR 2 has been sorely under supported by PlayStation.
It's over, Adam. I told you from the beginning. I'm sorry. I think it's
it
over.
is bonkers to me. Just absolutely bewildering that PlayStation has not put more effort into their core IPs on this device. We got Gran Turismo, we got Horizon, and then we got just a bunch of other shit, right? There's lots of games on it, but I want to see Astro return. He is a character in a franchise that deserves to be on that platform. It's the best VR game I've ever played, and I'm ready for him to come back on the PSVR 2. And then finally, Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's time to announce that sequel. That's been way too long.
That is something that I want because I didn't get to play the first one. And depending on what they do, if they put it on PC anytime relatively soon, that's where I would play it. And I was thinking of skipping the first one and just jumping in at the sequel at this point, but I don't know. So yeah, that is one that is high on my list.
The director's cut just released on PC. So if you are interested in this series, it's available now on your platform of choice. I highly recommend it, and I think the time is right to announce its successor just in time to spoil Assassin's Creed's New Japan-centric video game.
When is that? I saw the announcement, but I didn't see when. It's not called Red. It's called
Shadow,
Shadows,
I believe.
right?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadow or whatever. When is that supposed to be coming? This year?
I think it's this year. And
but Ghost of Tsushima 2 wouldn't be this year.
No. But I think the announcement coming in would be timely. Okay. And it's been a long time. Sucker Punch is working on something they haven't said. So I mean, all indications would be that they'd follow up one of their most successful games in a long time with a sequel. So.
Okay.
It's the summertime, baby. Take your shirts off.
Summer.
Get chest naked.
And
watch some conferences. Now, Antonio, I want you to talk to me in depth about this card game that you've been playing. Let's talk about Disney Lorcana.
Originally released in 2023, the new set of cards titled Ursula's Return releases this May. Adam, I found a new hobby. Dun, 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 shocker. So I'm a gamer. I also enjoy the occasional movie and television show. And I've been trying, especially when the pandemic happened, trying to do more board games and things with my wife, etc. And one of the things that I never really got into was trading card games.
Okay.
Not since the days of Pokemon have I been interested in this at all. But new games have come about, and I am jumping into one of them. I recently had gotten into, the reason I heard about it is I gotten into the new Magic: The Gathering Universes Beyond. So I'm holding up a box for those in the video listeners. So I was like, let me get into Magic because Fallout has a set. So I bought one. I've yet to open it, but my brother's going to get one. We have people who play Magic: The Gathering, which is an old school trading card game. As I'm doing this, as I'm like, you know what? I'm going to learn Magic. I hear more about Disney Lorcana. So Disney Lorcana is a trading card game. Again, for you visual watchers on the YouTube, I'm going to be holding up various packages and things that I have. So if you want to take a look at the game, you can Google it. But another really good way to look at the cards like up close and personal is going to Dreamborn.Inc. Dreamborn.Inc. Does two things. It helps you, if you're a collector, log your cards, but it also shows you a big, nice visual of like what's available in the game. So this trading card game is all about buying a set like this. So this is a 60 card set. It goes for about $10 to as much as like $20. I got this one, I think, for like 17. I had gotten another one of another type cheaper for like 12. So it's a range, but this is all you need. You need 2 decks to get started so you can play against someone. And it comes with 60 cards, and inside are Disney characters on the cards. And long story short is they have different abilities. They have an attack and a defense, a willpower, they call it, and an attack, a strength. And you can battle the cards one against each other. And one of the things that the cards can do is score a point. So if you don't challenge someone, so fight another card, you can quest and gain a point. It's called lore. First to 20 lore wins, Adam. Okay. So what you do is you lay down cards and you strategize and you say, in order to play this card, I have to wait a couple rounds because it's let's say a 3 cost card. So you need 3 ink. You only get up to 1 ink per round, so I have to wait till turn 3. So you play an Anna card from the movie Frozen, and it does damage to the other Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse gets banished and knocked out. And then you can play a Hercules on turn 7, and he does a lot more attack, and he goes into battle with someone. He doesn't get knocked out, but your opponent is out of cards, so now you get to quest and gain a point. And that's how it goes. So
I'm looking at this card list because you sent me this Dreamborn.ink link.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the cards, and a couple things jump out to me. First, I always love the art on collectible cards. It's so much fun to look at the art style and like exclusive artwork to these cards. I'm seeing that maybe not every, but a lot of the characters have multiple versions of themselves. Some of them are fucking badass. Like there is a Winnie the Pooh variant that's called Winnie the Pooh Honey Wizard, and he's sitting on a giant honey pot with a staff that has a beehive on the end of it, and he's like being encircled by magical honey. And I'm like, that's fucking rad. But then I'm like looking at like the point system, right? Like how you said everybody has an attack and everybody has a defense power. And those seem to be indicated by the circle. The white circle is like the attack, and then the shield is their defense, correct?
Absolutely.
So explain to me why the wardrobe from Beauty and the Beast has a higher attack than Zeus from Hercules.
That's just the way it goes.
That makes no goddamn sense. She's a closet. He's the fucking king of the gods.
But he has an ability that may change the game in a significant way. So you could have a card might say draw 2 cards, or it may say banish a character on your opposing team who has any damage at all and just finish them off, or different things like that. So there are abilities on the cards as well.
The abilities are important because
very important. Yeah.
I'm also looking at, there's like Sorcerer Mickey Mouse, and then there's Sven the reindeer, and Sven's stats, his attack is 5 and Sorcerer Mickey is 3. I'm just confused.
You're like, where's the logic here? Right?
He's a goddamn reindeer, right? Yeah. And Mickey is like Sorcerer Supreme. And then the other thing that I wanted to call out really quickly is there any distinction in the physicality between Mickey and Minnie Mouse other than eyelashes? Because there's a card where they're like sword fighters. They're both like Three Musketeers fighters.
Musketeer champion Minnie Mouse.
Yeah. And you can't tell the difference between the two of them other than one's got eyelashes.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I totally understand. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you may be completely right.
Right?
For Disney people, so the art on these cards, something to know is that none of these are taken from existing films or cartoons or anything. It's all artists being commissioned to do scenes, and they have really cool ones. The original set, so they come up with sets every 3 months, and the first one was just regular. It's like, here's regular Aladdin. Then they came out with something called Dreamborn, and then that means that it's an alternate take on that character. Yeah. So what if, like Marvel's What If. Right. So what they have is like, what if Goofy was Goofy Super Goof, and he was a Superman-like character, and I think he does have a cameo or something like this in a cartoon. But what if Ariel inherited her father's underwater kingdom. So then now it's Ariel, of the like ruler of the sea, and she has this staff, and she has different like she looks like King Triton's like gold armor and stuff on her. Like there's all sorts of really cool things.
If you could design your ultimate Disney variant, what would it be? Like I'm thinking like, what if like Lady from Lady and the Tramp was like a half cyborg, like Terminator style?
With the little red eye.
Yeah, that'd be freaking sweet.
It would have to be Mickey Mouse pimp version, where he's got the hat and the cane.
Yeah.
And he's just like walking down the street like Kramer and Seinfeld.
Yeah, looking for his paper.
Where my money?
Shaking down bitches for his cake.
Give my shit. So the Disney fans, like my wife, I was trying to get her into the game, and I was really hoping she would because I enjoyed it so much. And guess what? She took to it very quickly, and she wanted to play more. It's a very simple game at its face. Once you get into the character abilities, because all that's on the card is what round you can play it, so how much energy it takes. It's called ink, so it's at the top left. Your attack and defense, or your willpower and strength, and then you have a little lore symbol, which means if you quest, here's how many points you get. So it's a little star, and some cards can quest, like every time they try to score, will score 1 or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can jump ahead to 20 points and win. So I like this game so much, Adam, and it's so reasonably priced. Like you get I actually went and bought, I think at this point I have 4 starter decks. I have bought booster packs of other cards, which are very nice. I have like little boxes that they come in, so I'm getting the swag. I'm getting into it as an actual hobby, and lo and behold, I went to a tournament, a local trading card game tournament.
You did.
So what they did is they give you packs, and you open up the packs, and then it was a draft style. So you take a card, pass the rest of the deck, the remaining cards to your right. Then you do it again and again and again. You open 4 packs of 12 cards, and you end up with like 40 something. And then you make a deck, and you try to beat other people. So I went, it was 8 people there, and they were the most kind people. There were like 4 dad-aged people, a couple younger, like teen, 20-somethings.
Did you take my advice?
There was a 5th grader, so like a 10-year-old girl.
What did I tell you to do?
Sweep the leg. You told me to sweep the leg. Yeah. I tried to sweep the leg.
Yeah.
I got destroyed. So I played I got 3 best of 3, so 3 rounds, so 3 best of 3 games. I got destroyed. I lost every match that I played. So I played 6 of them. Lost all 6, and the girl, this very nice, whatever 5th grader, she defeated me as quickly as anyone possibly could. It was fun the whole time. I enjoyed myself. You get to keep the cards, so you like paid a registration fee, and the trading card store gets the money, obviously. They're like, okay, here's the registration fee, but we're really just giving you product and giving you an opportunity to play with others. I encouraged my buddy, Clay, who is the co-host on the Fallout Fans mini-series podcast we have, and then he went and played at his local store, and he won all but like 1 match or something like that. He did incredibly well. He got cards, and he's very happy. He's a big Disney fan and collector, so long story short, it's a fun, simple game. The art on the cards is beautiful. It's not crazy overpriced unless you really want to get into like min-maxing a deck and collecting, but it is just incredibly fun. I would recommend it for parents and kids. Again, I played and lost against a 10-year-old or whatever was going on, and she just destroyed. She was nice about it though. She's like, is this your first time? I'm like, is it that obvious? I got destroyed, Adam. I got destroyed. But I had fun. Like, I had a smile on my face the whole time.
I love the... I'm not a huge Disney guy, but obviously I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so I was part of the culture. I love the throwbacks. They've got freaking Tailspin cards in here. They've got Bernard and Miss Bianca from the Rescuers. All sorts of great stuff.
So the latest set is called Ursula's Return, and it has a lot of Little Mermaid cards. It has the Family Madrigal from the Encanto movie, a lot of those. We have a lot of Frozen this season in this deck. So a lot of cool stuff. And it's just fun. And when you get cards that you like characters of, there's nothing really wrong with choosing those and saying, you know what, I want a Hercules deck, and I'm gonna try to play with mostly Hercules people just because I want to, and play against someone else who's of your like skill level, who's getting into it, and it's just good. It's just fun. I'm very happy to have been getting into this.
I will say, as much as I kind of debunked the whole Mickey Minnie Mouse discrepancy, when you compare Donald and Daisy, I would bang Daisy out any day of the week.
Daisy is a lady, for sure.
She's got a little edge to her, though. You know what I'm saying?
A little edge.
Yeah, a little
she's
edge.
A little spicy. Spicy dog.
She gets down. Well, that sound is gonna mean the end of the show. It's the caboose.
You really said Daisy Duck can get it right now. You realize that, right, Adam?
What?
You said Daisy Duck can get it. That's what you said out of your fucking mouth.
Oh, and I mean it.
I can't believe it.
I mean it.
All right, caboose time.
I'll quack her quackers into get on her DuckTales. Ooh. You want to do? Should we even go any further with this show?
No, I mean I have a caboose. So really quick. It's summertime. You're gonna be out. You're gonna want your music. I bought this Anchor speaker last summer. It's Anchor, and I think it's called Soundcore. The model is A3102, and this thing, you never have to charge it. It's just always full of juice, and you can blast it. It'll fill like a whole large room at full volume and sound good. It is decent bass, very loud. I'll like bring it, like if I want to listen to music or a podcast in the shower, I'll just put it like on the sill, and then I'll take it with me outside, and while I'm like doing something outside, and it'll go to the beach with you. It's rugged and it's powerful, and the battery is just amazing on this. So Anchor Soundcore, model A3102. It's not expensive. I want to say it's under $50, but it is really good, and I can't recommend it enough for people who are going to want some outdoor. All the little speakers I bought over the years were trash compared to this one. So
nice.
Anchor Soundcore, seriously, look into it.
Well, I'm going to stick in that vein then. If you're going to recommend a speaker, I'm going to recommend some music to play on your speaker.
Nice.
So
nice.
I am not a person that has a wide range of things that I listen to, but every once in a while I'll let my app decide what I'm going to listen to, right? Things you might enjoy. And my playlist threw Blink 182 in my ears.
Okay.
And
come on.
I am not a person who has liked Blink 182. In fact, I would say I don't really like Blink 182 very much. But they threw in their latest album, which is called One More Time. And they threw in the opening track, which is called Anthem Part 3. And it is so fucking badass. It is so hard and right out of the gate, fast and throbbing drums and shredding guitar. And I was like, oh, damn, that's a great song. So I made the next step, and I queued up the entire album, and it's really good.
Do you like Dance With Me, the second track?
I like almost all of the tracks, and I was very surprised because this is a band, like I said, that I didn't really care. I wouldn't say I didn't like it, but it's not my style, right? It's just not my jam. But this album, I don't know if they've just got enough years behind them and they're bringing something different that's kind of more resonant with me now as a 40-year-old guy. You know, it's very reflective. You can hear it in the lyrics. You know, it's a little bit more reflective on the path that they've taken, things like that. They're a little bit more mature. And this album, which is called One More Time by Blink-182, is an awesome summer rock album that I think you could put on that Anchor speaker of yours at a barbecue on the weekend. Really have a good time. So I recommend it to people, even if you're not a fan.
I've always been a fan. Yeah, I've always been a fan, and I do think that this is a strong album of theirs. Strongest one that they've had in years. I think there's maybe like 2 songs I don't like on it, but yeah, the first couple tracks especially I really love. So great.
So I recommend it. Good stuff. Good stuff. And that's going to be the end of this episode of Megadad's Live, which was also good stuff. I had a great time with you today, Antonio.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? I tried.
You really brought it this time. You stepped it up.
I tried for you, the listeners.
Before we go, can we see that stomach one more time?
Yes, let's get it up. Let's get it in the shot.
Look at that.
What do you think about these love handles? What do you think?
So if you want to see more of this, make sure that you follow us on Threads. We're at Megadads. Join our Discord. We don't really see much of his stomach on Discord, but we can make that happen. And if you want to help support Antonio's stomach and all the chocolate he puts in it, you can go to patreon.com/Megadads and support us for as little as $1 a month. I didn't ask him to do this thing that he's doing right now with his hips. Not that I don't like it, but we might get booted off of YouTube now. So
yeah, this is toss.
This is why you watch the video.